Hello and welcome to the Collapse Experiment. I've got an article here from BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed used to be good. They used to be like real news. Long time ago. Pre-COVID, or BC as we say now, before COVID, BuzzFeed was actually a decent, legit news outlet. But this article here, 25 life-changing habits people added to their everyday routines to improve their lives for the better. A long title, and I don't think Raven Ishak should really be taking credit for this because I looked it over earlier. And what I noticed was they compiled a bunch of comments from other people. There's one paragraph here that they actually wrote. The rest of it is quotes from other people. You'll see. Life can become really difficult when we're not feeling our best. Yet sometimes we don't really know how to make our lives better. So when Reddit users asked, what improved your quality of life so much you wish you did it sooner? Over 7,000 people shared their habits and tricks, so I thought I'd be helpful to share what they said below. Thankfully, they only chose 25 of those. And no, I'm not reading all of them. Oh, I'm in my early 20s. I've learned that it was okay to say, I don't know, instead of pretending to know something. Pretending I knew what someone was talking about. People are excited to share what they know. It's such a simple thing that led to a lot of professional and social growth for me. That comes from asshole kids in school. Who are like, what? You didn't know that? Ah, you're a dumbass. No, those kids are stupid. Like, I will teach my kids not to put up with that kind of garbage from other moronic idiot kids. Former teacher here. Didn't realize what clinical burnout looked like until I quit teaching and looked in the mirror. I feel like I felt such a purposeful profession was a life. I feel like I left such a purposeful profession as a life-saving measure. Not taking care of yourself for a job isn't worth it. I'm happier now. I miss the kids. So somebody is very conflicted about leaving their job. Number 3, I'm a software developer, so I spend over 8 hours a day looking at a screen. I started having severe tiredness, depression, and this lasted a couple of years. No matter how much I slept, how much sleep I got, it didn't help. I became irritable and eventually started having headaches. I thought it was a sinus headache because it felt similar. When I had Then I had severe migraines. I went to the doctor and everything came back normal. Eventually I found out that it could be eye strain. So this guy started resting his eyes every 30 minutes and focusing on something 20 feet away, blah, blah, blah. This comment needs more upvotes. I'm a software engineer student and I had massive problems with headaches from studying. Okay, so like now they're adding comments to the comments. Not helpful. More comments of the comment. Yeah, this is a very poorly put together article. Being intentional about where my mind is going and whether it's constructive or not. Oh, okay. And again, comments under that. Number 5, blackout curtains. Yeah, well, when I was living in the ghetto, that was kind of like a necessity. Number 6, understanding that working with someone smarter than you is a privilege and an opportunity to learn and hone your own skills, not a threat. There's a lot of bitches out there that need to learn this. And this is the one example here so far where I'm like, there's just times where women do not belong in the workplace. Because you could have somebody who's really good at their job and they will target that shit because it's a threat to them because of their own insecurities. You know what I'm talking about. Number 7, moving out of my hometown. I never felt like where I was from was home. I was never comfortable. Kept hitting hurdles, trying to come up and be better. But once I left, my entire life trajectory changed for the better. That's what happened to me at 40. I finally got the fuck out of Kalamazoo. That town sucks. And all of a sudden, there's opportunities up the wazoo in a place that I used to vacation in. And yeah, you want a simpler life, you want to make more money, you want better quality of everything. Yeah, move away. It's awesome. Number 8, replacing my Amazon Basics office chair with something that actually offers lumbar support. Okay. Quit smoking. Really? Cigarettes, maybe. Yeah. No, cigarettes suck. I never understood those. Number 10, it sounds cliche, but diet and exercise. Doesn't have to even be extreme. Just eat more fruits and vegetables and try to do something active every day. Legit. That's pretty legit. Number 11, buying a dishwasher. I don't know a single person who enjoys doing dishes, but I had no clue just how much I would enjoy having one. Takes 5 minutes of my time to load the thing, and it does the dishes for me while I watch TV. Game. LOL. Yeah, it's called multitasking. Number 12, taking vitamin D every day literally changed my life. I have been doing that since 2020 because early studies that were ignored showed that low levels of vitamin D made the worse. And if you aren't getting sunlight, if you're crammed in your house and not allowed to leave, or you'll be arrested. Again, nothing about that situation in 2020 made any goddamn sense. We'll arrest you and cram you into a small cell with several other people who might have the but we're preventing the spread of the disease. Never let your country be run by retarded people. Number 13, bid it. I'm honestly annoyed that I lived this long without one. I don't know what that is. Moving on. 14, breaking up with my ex. I wish I had done it back in 2023. Okay, so things you wish you would have done. So other people should break up with your ex? Is that what you're sharing? Number 15, not drinking alcohol. Stopped at 44, should have stopped at 24. I will agree with that as somebody who stopped drinking this year. Yeah, the next mornings, the feeling horrible for the next day or two, it's just, nothing good comes out of getting shit-faced. Nothing. It feels good at the time. But when you spend like days recovering from getting shit-faced, what did you accomplish during that time, right? You most likely made an ass out of yourself, didn't get you laid. Did it help with your job situation? What exactly is the benefit here of getting shit-faced? 16, getting diagnosed and medicated. Sometimes you can't just bootstrap yourself into happy, productive person. They started smoking weed. That's what I get from that. 17, got into mushroom cultivation. I'm sensing a theme here. These oysters and champignons really make me a lot happier about life in general. I've heard that. They might want to try lion's mane. 18. I didn't delete my accounts, but I removed social media apps from my phone and started to ignore most political news. I'm so much happier and productive. Wait until they find out about India and Pakistan. Oh, and China. China's now in the mix from what I last saw. 19. When my kids come home from school, I put my phone in my drawer and do not touch it until he is asleep in bed. Yeah. High water pressure. Okay. I'm guessing it's about the shower. They must have watched that Seinfeld episode. 21. I stopped being scared of failing at my hobbies or finding the learning process too difficult. I just said fuck it and jumped in. It's art at the end of the day, so however it turns out is how it turns out. I dreamed for years of experimenting with making music, but was always intimidated by expensive setups and a tedious learning process. About a year ago, I slowly started teaching myself modular synthesis. And when I'm creating, I feel so free and happy. Is this written by Moby? So, yeah, I will say they're onto something because I have been slowly learning Japanese. And, there was a certain amount that I already had known from taking different martial arts and studying prior. But now I'm at that point where I'm expanding beyond what I've already known, which was not even like the basics, okay? So, no, there is something to it. And that's pretty much martial arts in general is, no, you're not going to walk into your classroom and at the end of the week, you're whooping the ass of the black belt, okay? That doesn't happen. You gradually learn over time. Number 22, quitting pot. I realized it made me be okay with being mediocre and not taking much action. I know so many people that are like this. Yeah. It also says it's a dopamine game throughout, trying to chase one high after the other. Not only that, I realized the effect it had on my mood, energy levels, and sleep. I noticed a day and night difference when I stopped using it. The cons may seem small, but that's the fucked up part because they're so small you don't think of them much. But over time, in the long run, it builds up to some hefty damage without you realizing it. I'm still someone who smokes occasionally. Really? But making it an everyday habit is a no-go for me at this. How did this become an everyday habit? For one, it was already fucking expensive to the point where people would buy it on like a Friday night and have it for the weekend, and then they'd go back to their Monday through Friday routine. And then Friday would come and they'd be like, hey man, can I get a baggie? I have never bought, okay? Even now with the stuff being legal, never bought the stuff ever, but I know people who did. And that was how things went. It was a weekend thing. And now all of a sudden it's a everyday thing. It's a first thing in the morning thing. It's after I get out of work thing. It's before I go to bed thing. It's I'm having a rough day thing. It's a freaking crutch for so many people now. And it's not helping. They're just limping their way through life, wondering why everybody else is getting ahead. Number 23, learning how to cook like a chef. I went to a community college culinary program and it was hands down the most useful investment of my time. I won't work in restaurants, not my cup of tea, but being able to think and cook like a chef has been a very net positive skill. Cooking skills are awesome. I don't know about cooking schools, but I learned how to cook while working at a restaurant. And I will say that restaurant life watch the movie Waiting. It's a documentary. It may be in your comedy section, but it is a documentary about what it's like to work in a restaurant. 100% like that, at least the one I worked at. And mine, I ended up writing a book called Motherfucker, My Year as a Degenerate Cook. You can check it out on Amazon if you are so inclined. But there's some funny ass stories in there, and I only did it for a year. But the skills continue on after you. Number 24, working on my gut health. There was a lot to be said about the overall health of your gut. And if that's not doing well, nothing else is. And number 25, I didn't think I was going to get through all of these. Number 25, volunteering. Meet people with the same interests and values as you. Be in the community to make it better. Feel good about yourself. Learn new skills for free. I'm sorry, but I would vote this one down simply for the fact of where I used to live. If you did something like this, it's because you were doing community service for that thing that you did. And if you did volunteer out of the good graces of your heart, everybody who's there is looking at you like, what is wrong with you? You don't have to be here. Nobody wants to be here. Clearly, there's something wrong with you. Are you mentally ill? Are you a serial killer? So no, volunteering, I would vote that one down, especially with where I used to live. Around here, there really isn't that much volunteering to do. I mean, you can find it, but that's if you just feel like being mean to yourself. So anyways, those were 25 life-changing habits. Poorly constructed article. I strictly went to the numbers because they were adding comments for the comments that we were already reading. No need to really do that. But anyways, did you find any of these helpful? Are any of them working for you? Do you have your own life-changing habits that you'd like to add? But I think there's a good number in here that were actually pretty positive. So in the meantime, keep on typing.